Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I am very upset of the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, and quite frankly, every executive at the Ford Motor Company should be losing their job, because I want to talk about the Ford Pass app. So let me get one thing perfectly straight. If you're out looking for an electric vehicle right now, and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy an EV. The Tesla Model Y is on sale in Canada for $69,995. They got road tripping chargers, so that's great. It's the only advantage they have. The Mach-E blows it out of the water. Price, range, comfort, everything else. But if you want a road trip from one side of your coast to the other side of your coast, the Teslas are the only ones that can do it because of the supercharging network. 2, the Lightning is the best truck on the market, period. Gas or electric or whatever you want to do, it's the best. Except for one thing. I take that back. 2 things. 2 things. If you want to hook an RV up to a truck and tow it across the country or across your state or across your province or whatever, more than 200 kilometers, like there, charge it up and come back, you can do 200 kilometers with any RV you can put on the thing, but you can't do more than that. And in fact, if it's cool out at all, woohoo, forget it. So towing is out, and towing is out with every EV. You want to tow, give my friend a call. Get yourself an F350, okay? Just, thank you. That's just all there is to it. But as an EV hauling around town doing things, the Lightning beats all the gas versions across the board. It is just unbelievable. It's just, I would say it's 1,000% better than any other truck you can buy. Mach-E the same, but again, road tripping across the country, whew, that's risky. Because I just went through a day where 3 chargers were broken on a road trip of 500 kilometers. And, you know, crazy. Get to one, doesn't work, have to go to another, doesn't work. Luckily, there were 2 ports at that one. The first one only had 1 port, so if the port's not working, that's it. And there's no infrastructure, and there's a reason there's no infrastructure. But the Ford Motor Company is blowing it. And how I found out is I dropped off at my favorite Ford store to charge, because they do have 100 kilowatt hour chargers. And I go to plug in. It doesn't work. The payment system wasn't working. And phone, hello. You open it up. You got your Ford Pass, right? And you should go home, charge, plug it in. The app should know the charger, because that's what they want, and go charge. And charge through the app, just like Tesla. And it works every time. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't recognize it. The app doesn't recognize anything. In fact, the Ford Pass charging locations, nothing's run by Ford. All these locations are third-party locations. Half of them don't work, and most of them, 90% of them, take that back, 97% of them are under 20 kilowatt hour chargers. Under 20. You're on a road trip, you need some juice in your truck. I only have one in the city I live in that can run more than 150 kilowatt hours, and that's at Electrify America in Deerfoot City, 18 kilometers away from my house, and there's just one. That's it. So what do? So Ford, they come out, oh, we're going to do the Tesla charge and blah, blah, blah. If I'm going to get my adapter, which I ordered the first day it came out, and I go to the Tesla supercharger to plug in, the Ford Pass app has to work, or I can't use it, because that's how that system works. And this Ford Pass app is supposed to do everything for you. And it does not. I do not understand how the Ford Motor Company advertises the Blue Ovel network, advertises the Ford Pass app, advertises all these wonderful things, and none of it works. I got to tell you, great vehicle, very expensive, but great vehicle, #1 in the market. Can't get an app to work. How does a company this large not understand this and then third party it out to somebody else that, you know, lowest bid, doesn't know what they're doing? Still can't get it to work. I have no understanding of this. I'm going to apply for the job and get it fixed. I'm just going to apply for the job and get it fixed. I don't really want to go back into the software world because I've been removed from it too long. But damn it, I can fix this in a month, 100%. I don't understand how the CEO of a Ford Motor Company, CFOs, CIOs, the president of Ford Canada, the president of Ford Europe or whatever, how all these expensive executives sit in their office and go, we just had someone spend $97,000 on a Ford Platinum, which is on sale, 30 grand off, and they can't charge their truck at our charger because we don't have any chargers. And the one in the city where I live, Calgary, isn't working because they can't figure out the payment. Ford can't, not the dealership. Ford. Third-party crap. I am beyond me how they conned my favorite store. I think Ford Motor Company should refund my favorite Ford store all the money to put these chargers in, because they conned them in and said you had to use these ones. They conned them in and said you have to do this, and it's inferior product and doesn't work. They should be making money on me charging there. It's a convenient location in the south part of town. I stop there all the time. I don't care if they charge me 50 cents a kilowatt hour to charge my truck. I need it charged in 20 minutes. I need to get to 80% in 20-25 minutes so I can continue on my workday. Nope. Ford Motor Company doesn't care. And people need to get out there and start writing letters, because this is just ridiculous. They have forgotten the #1 thing. I'm going to tell you a little story, and maybe you want to hear it or maybe you don't. But a long time ago, and I mean a long time ago, because, I'm in my 60s. I was working for Wendy's International. I was the general manager of a store. I was ready to take over another store, so I was going to have 2 stores under my belt. And I was really happy. I was winning awards. I was working my butt off. I was only 21 years old. Okay? So think about that. And guess who came to town? The founder of Wendy's, Dave Thomas. And Dave Thomas was a big guy, okay? And he came in, he was a very nice guy, he was very quiet. All his little VPs and presidents are kind of falling behind like a bunch of dogs. And you know what? I ran a store that did $70,000 a week in sales. So think about that. I don't think they have very many stores that do $70,000 a week right now today, because there's so many more stores. But I did $70,000 a week, and during Stampede, which is the greatest outdoor show on earth, we would do $125,000 a week during Stampede. And just to put context for all you people out there that are young and don't know anything, a #1 combo was $1.99. So do the math on that. And he came up to me, and it was February when he came through town. It was -20. It had snowed a couple of days earlier. It had warmed up a little bit during the day, but it was getting down to -25 at night. And of course, under those scenarios, your sales take a hit. People don't want to go out when it's -25. And forget about skip the dishes delivering Wendy's, which is just crazy. He came up to me and he said a very important thing. So, what are you doing to grow sales? And I was a 21-year-old arrogant you-know-what, and I didn't care that Dave Thomas came to town. He wanted to fire me, I didn't care. I already had a degree. So, guess what he did? I said, well, as you know, it snowed yesterday. And he just looked at me, didn't say a word. I said, but the one thing I am doing to increase my sales is any person that does happen to come through on a very cold day where our sales are down, they're going to get perfect service. That's right. Perfect service. And he just smiled. I said, the fries are going to be as hot as they can be, the burgers are going to be made perfectly, and we're going to get you through the drive-thru in under 30 seconds. And when you come in, because that was the standard, you have to get through the drive-thru, place your order. As soon as they say it's $20, you have your food handed to you in under 30 seconds. That's the standard. They don't hit that now. But that was what it was back then. And inside, 15 seconds from the time you handed the money over, because there was no tap and pay and stuff like there is today. It's all cash. 15 seconds. I'm handing that tray to you with your order on it. And I said to him, I said, you know, we don't have a lot of people coming in today, but I'm going to tell you something. The people that do come in today, it's going to get perfect service. The fries are going to be hot, made perfectly. The burgers are going to be made perfectly. The chicken's going to be made perfectly. The salads are going to be crispy. They're going to get perfect service. So when they tell their friends that they was at Wendy's during it cold, I never had a better experience than I did right now. And he smiled and shook my hand and he said, you really are an arrogant little prick, aren't you? And I said, I sure am. But if I don't take care of the customers on a slow day, how do you even think I'm going to take care of the customers on a busy day? And I got a raise because I was the only one that said what I was doing to improve service. Everyone complained, well, it's snowing and cold out. What do you expect? I can't grow sales. Yeah, you can. You do it perfect. Ford Motor Company is forgetting this. They brought out the F-150 Lightning and they sold them for $80K in Canada. Then they jacked the price to $120 and they sold them. Everyone bought them that wanted them. Then they dropped the price. Now you get a Platinum Lightning for only $97,000 plus taxes. And they're not selling them. And they're not making them. And the Ford Pass app doesn't work. Their software doesn't work. Their over-the-air updates. How do they not know this? Is beyond me. But guess what? It's slowed down a little bit because interest rates have gone up and these cars are very expensive. So, Jim Farley, the CEO of the Ford Motor Company, and all the rest of them better get their act together, because what you do when it's slow sets you up for when it gets busy again. And trust me on this, it's going to get busy again. Because the people out there that understand the EVs and where the pricing needs to be are going to do it. And they'll start eating your lunch. Because if you drive an EV for any length of time, other than towing, you will never go back to a gas-burning vehicle again. Thank you for tuning in. Get your letters out there to the Ford Motor Company. Tell them to smarten up about the Ford Pass app and payments. And I'll see you in the future.